So I'm Kate Hamilton, I'm Programme Director for Renew Wales, and Renew Wales is a programme which supports communities to take action on sustainability and climate change. We talk about people supporting people, which will become clear in a minute, and enterprising, meaning people doing things in a self-directed, get-up-and-go kind of way. Just to get the obligatory credits out the way, we were founded by a group of organisations with a long track record in low carbon and community development. We're hosted, as Noreen said, by the Development Trusts Association for Wales and funded via the Sustainable Steps programme of the Big Lottery. National Lottery. Okay, so about Renew Wales. The programme starts from the view that everyone, every community and every group can make a significant contribution to tackling climate change and creating a sustainable future, whether or not they know it. So our mission is really to tease out of community groups what is the thing that you can do, what's your contribution, and then we help them act on it. We start by having a proper conversation about them and what matters to them, and about climate change and sustainability issues, and from that facilitate an action planning process through which that group gets to figure out what actions can they take to address those issues. We put them in touch with whoever we think can help them take those steps, and most importantly, we link them up with what we refer to as peer mentors. So that's people from other communities and other groups who've already done something similar. So they can share their experience, share their grounded expertise, sometimes show off their scars, and just generally help each other in a spirit of peer support. The support that those groups provide is free to the groups that receive it, but we pay the groups who are providing it because we know that that kind of grounded practical advice is gold dust. So I'm just going to whip through a few of the types of groups who've come to us so far. There are groups who fought to save community assets, which are really important for local well-being. So Swim Narberth took over the local swimming pool, and they figured out that by generating their own renewable energy, they could become both more sustainable financially and environmentally. We've supported social enterprises who provide local services, like Clinview Farm in Pembrokeshire, who requested advice on how to run their care farming business in a way that better reflected their deep commitment to the environment. So after going through a few possibilities, they ended up investing in an electric vehicle to reduce the carbon footprint of the travel that they have to do. Groups who are supporting young people to lead fulfilling and successful lives. So several of them have set up schemes like this, where they're restoring disused bikes. They are skilling up young volunteers in how to do bike maintenance and giving them access to this cheap and flexible and green form of transport at the same time. Another youth group has created the Digital Bench, which is an incredible thing. A solar-powered public access phone charging point, which doubles as a bench. It's made out of recycled wood. Homeless people can sleep on it. The planters have edible food growing in them, all fed by water coming off the roof. A brilliantly creative thing that this group of young people came up with. We've worked with groups who focus on personal well-being. So this is a social enterprise which helps people reconnect with nature and with each other. They're fantastic at that side of the work, but they wanted some help figuring out a sustainable management plan for the woodland that they took over to make sure that they were good stewards of that land. Incredible Edible groups who are trying to literally grow communities by mobilising people around food. Their slogan is, if you eat, you're in, and they're using food as an entry point to get people to think about what makes a happy, thriving community and regrowing their social connections. So, I could go on. There's hundreds of these. But what I wanted to point out was really two big things. Firstly, this is about groups doing what matters to them, where they are, whether or not it's the green thing that really motivates them, and they're producing benefits which go far beyond the environmental impact, even though that is significant. The second thing is that it's community groups doing things mainly under their own steam. They might be getting funding or permission for a particular piece of work. Some of them might even be turning a small profit. But essentially, they're not waiting for the powers that be to come along and do these things. They're just sorting it out themselves and taking action. And for us, that is very much the point. But all of this is happening in a context where public bodies are trying to deliver not only decent lives now, but well-being for future generations, literally sustainability in the round. And they're trying to do more and more with less and less. Because of that, those bodies are kind of crying out to the rest of us to collaborate, to get involved, and to try and co-produce solutions. Partly because, they're legally bound to do so, partly because it's the right thing to do, but also because logically, if you're getting less and less financial resource, you've got to get better at working with other types of resource, like people power. So, as our view, and I'm really glad to hear the First Minister echo it, is that these communities are incredible resources. They are already working in the round on sustainability and on well-being. They're already mobilised to make a difference. And we think that they are worth the world, as they say. So we had two questions which are really behind our investment in today. The first one is, how do we get better at joining these dots? Joining the dots between the really creative but under the radar stuff that communities are doing for themselves and the aspirations that our beleaguered public services are trying to live up to and struggling to live up to. And our second question is, what's your contribution? What can you be doing to do what you do in a more sustainable way and to help others do the same? So, thank you very much.